This is my video on digital transformations. I did some different things. I'd already been doing some of these, but I'm going to kind of redo how I'm doing them. I did learn a lot of things in the workshops last semester. On the assessment, I'm going to begin doing those formative assessments. I'm going to try to do one for each chapter. They do not count anything. They're on Blackboard. There's unlimited attempts. And they're just designed to help the students see how well they have mastered the chapter. I might even start doing more than one per chapter, but right now I'm thinking just one per chapter. That way they'll get prepared for the exams and know if they've mastered it and if they need to go back and look at it again. So here's an example. This is the internet class. I'm also going to do this in the face-to-face class. So here's week 2. For chapter 1, I added this formative assessment 1. They should have done chapter 1 week 1, so I've added this one on week 2. So that's a formative assessment. Right now I'm thinking 5 to 20 questions on the formative assessment. Again, they don't count for anything for point value. They're just designed for practice. And here's an example of some students already trying them. I think this one had 5 questions. You can see that person already had a 4 and they're going to try it again. These persons have mastered it with a 5. Not everyone's done it yet. If they don't want to do it, that's okay, but they need to do it for practice. So that's the thing for assessment. Begin doing formative assessments. On design, I've already kind of been doing backwards design since I began teaching, but I'm going to kind of show this to the class. And then also how the chapter relates to everyday life. So here our outcome, our objective was how to write chemical formulas and name compounds. So here this is the main objective, then we kind of go backwards. We needed to learn how to name polyatomic ionic compounds, transition metals, simple ionic compounds. And over here, covalent shapes, covalent compounds. And then in order to do that, we first need to know how to name and write the formulas of ionic compounds as well as covalent compounds. And then before we did that, going backwards, we have to know the types of bonds between metals and nonmetals, or nonmetals and nonmetals. Then before that, going backwards, what do metals want to do? What do nonmetals want to do? And then going back, why do atoms want to do this in the first place? So that's design, backwards design. And there's why would we want to do this? We need to be literate in chemistry. We need to have basic knowledge to do calculations. And if we see chemicals in everyday life, like in medications, common store items, we can kind of have a knowledge of what that means. And then in the environment, I've already been doing this, but I'm going to try to do it more and more, trying to make sure to memorize everyone's name and interact more with students before and after class, as well as during class, to try to make them feel welcome.